Welcome to Hook to Knot. In this video tutorial, I am going to show you how I make this easy crochet rosebud back tag, or you can even make keychain with this. For making this project, of course, I am going to use the leftover yarns, and this is a very easy, quick project. For making this project, I am going to use two leftover yarns in contrasting colors, 3.5 mm crochet hook, my favorite pair of scissors, and of course a darning needle. For making leaves, I am going to use green color. These all are cotton 4-ply threads. What latest I have in my collection is a yarn ball. I'm going to use it. It's very convenient. For this project, we also need hot glue gun and key ring if we are making a keychain. Make a magic knot. Chain 2, now I will do 14 double crochet in the magic ring. 1, 2, we will close the loop and slip stitch into the very first stitch and close the line. This is how it will look. Later on I will pull the center thread even more and close the loop completely. Still, this is line number 1. Now line number 2 in circle is always 2 DCs on each DC. So 14 should become 28 now. Again, slip stitch into the very first stitch and close the line. Chain 2. Next line is DC and increase. Increase means 2 DC on the 1 DC and 1 2 1 2 is going to be the pattern for this line. So in the end we will have 42 stitches. Best thing about crocheting is that your mathematics becomes better and your phobia for table vanishes. At least it has worked for me. See this, 1 DC, 2 DC, 1 DC, 2 DC. So DC, increase, DC, increase. This is the pattern for third line, and the last line is going to be DC, DC, increase, again DC, DC, increase. And now the table for 14 continues. So I will end up in having 56 DCs, and that's where I'm going to stop. This is going to be the last DC, and I'm not going to finish it. I will join the contrasting color, and then slip stitch into the very first DC, and this is how my piece gets ready. Now last line is a border creating line, so chain 1 and slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 1 and slip stitch. It gives a very beautiful crooked kind of a border, and it looks amazing. Chain 1 and slip stitch into next. See how beautiful border it creates. Use the darning needle and properly close the last loop and weave in the end for a little longer distance so that your work is secured. This center thread also I will pull in as tight as I can and weave in. One back stitch and few stitches ahead, one back stitch and few stitches ahead. You can use this as a coaster also. It looks very beautiful. So I have kept all my pieces ready. Now I will work on the second part of it, which is making the base. When this turns into a rosebud, it needs a base to hold a key ring or the tag that we are planning. There is no compulsion that you have to do it with two colors. It's a scrap yarn project. If you don't have enough of contrasting color yarn, it's always okay to do it in single color. With the border, actually the petals are being highlighted, and that's why I choose or I prefer to do it. You may please feel free to do it with single color. This is what we will make. This portion will hold the flower, and from here we can weave in either thread for making a back tag, or we can weave in the keychain here so that this becomes a keychain. If you know little bit of Tunisian crochet, then making the base becomes very easy. Make a magic ring, chain 2, DC in the magic ring, Count once again before you close the loop. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Slip stitch into the very first DC. I'm not going to close full loop because either key ring or my thread needs to pass through this. So chain 1, SC in first stitch, second stitch and third stitch. Chain 4, pull up the loop from the very first SC, chain 1. This is how we will have a loop. Now, like Tunisian crochet, when you pull up a loop, first one is chain stitch. The second one is you go from that loop, pull up a loop and then you go in the ring. So this is line number 2. This is line number 3. My first stitch is always a chain. Then this is going to be my line number 4. Now last line is line number 5. Knowing Tunisian crochet will definitely help here. See how the cover is growing. Now chain 2. Slip stitch into all these loops. Now again SC in next 3 stitches, chain 4, 1 2 3 4. Again pull up the loop from the first one, chain 1. This next loop is created. Now yarn over and pull up the loop from the this loop, chain 1 and then again 2 loops into 1. Now second one is pull up a loop from here, go in the main loop. First stitch is always chain 1, line number 2. Now pull up a loop from here, pull up a loop from here, go to the main loop, pull up a loop, chain 1, 2 loops into 1, 2 loops into 1, 2 loops into 1. Now next line, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, go to the main loop, pull up loop, chain 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. The last line is pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, again go in the main loop, pull up a loop, chain 1. Now close 2 stitches on the hook, and this is how your support will appear. Again chain 2 and slip stitch into all loops. When you slip stitch, you start going towards base. Again SC in next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Same way we'll complete this. For last time, again 3 single crochet, chain 4, pull up the loop through very first single crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop from the loop that we have created, chain 1, and then pull through 2. Now pick up a loop from the chain 1, again go to the main loop, chain 1, pull through 2, pull through 2. Last time we picked up 1 stitch, this time we'll pick up 2 stitches and then we'll go in the main loop. Chain 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now again pick up a loop, pick up a loop, pick up a loop, go to the main loop, pick up a loop, chain 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. One last time, pick up a loop, pick up a loop, pick up a loop, one more loop. Now go to the main loop, pick up 1, chain 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now chain 2, slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch, and this time we are going to slip stitch into the very first stitch we started. Now we will create the thread for hanging. All parts are ready. Now we need to assemble this. I am doing a back tag, so I have created this longer thread. I have taken 53 chains, leaving 3 chains as a loop. I have again made line of slip stitch so that this has become thick and strong. This has 2 loose ends and this too has 2 ends. If you want to do a keychain, just hold this last chain, put it through the stem and stitch it properly with these 2 loose ends. I am not doing it. I am doing back tag. My suggestion to you would be, have many darning needles. At times, working with single darning needle becomes little boring, and every time you take out the same needle, do the work again. It's time consuming, bit irritating. So I always prefer to use as many darning needles as I can, and here I have 4 loose ends, so I have taken 4 darning needles. Now first thing is that I am not going to pass through the loop, I am going to pass it through the loop what my chain has, and in the opposite direction. So it kind of created a knot here also. Cross direction and then a strong knot. Now I am good to weave it through the base. Now let me pull it little inside. I will attach it from the opposite directions so that it will stay stronger and my bag tag can sustain more travels. So what I have done is, I have ensured 2 pieces come together. Now first I will put knots in 2 ends closer to each other. Then I will put knots of these two strands together. And now my base portion is ready. I will snip off or cut the ends. I am going to use a glue gun. So these ends I will stick first and then I will attach the flower to this. Now this is my base for flower. I will just roll it. Now my trick to it is, this is the center. I am not going to tie the knot in the center. I am going to tie the knot at the end of line number 1. Tightly. You can again tie some more knots and make it strong. And anyway, you don't need to cut the yarn or excess thread because this is going to stay within that flower. Now hold the smaller portion and roll over the bigger portion. My rosebud is ready, and of course the base is also ready. All I need is a glue gun and I will stick it. I will say be very careful while using your hot glue gun. It gets hot very quickly, and don't try to touch the glue when it is hot. It will end up in hurting you. Once you stick the base, later on stick this stem petals. And my back tag is ready. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel Hook to Knot.